crank up the volume because you're about to enter the realm of rebels and rock stars. Unleashing the thunder from down under the stage. We're diving deep with a deviance of melody, rhythm, and chaos. Now push up your sleeves and get ready to dive into the pit. It's time for Sitting with the Slimy Bastards, Music Edition.
Welcome to the Slimy Bastard podcast show. I'm happier than hell to have you on, man.
Cool, I'm glad to be here. How you doing, man?
Good. You know, it's a cold day up here in Iowa. The weather's shitty again, and I don't know if you been up here during the winter at all, during this stuff, like in the northern Iowa, Minnesota area in the winter.
I mean, we're all from New Orleans, man. We fucking hate the cold. We can't stand it. So yeah, it's always a challenge for us because we're never prepared. We never have the right clothes or the right shoes, and many times it busted my ass. Where are you at in Iowa?
Yeah, I'm right. So I'm literally only 5 miles from the Minnesota border. So I'm about an hour away from Minneapolis.
It's cold as shit up there, dude.
Yeah. So anyway, it's foggier than hell. It's been foggy because we've had a hell of a blizzard here, and then of course it got warm, and then with the snow and all that. But yeah, I wish I was down in New Orleans because what's temperature down there right now? Probably what, in the 60s, 70s?
Yeah, it's in the 60s. It's nice. I mean, it's pretty much
With
what
I
we
hate God here.
What's that?
Sorry.
No, I said it's pretty much the weather we grew up with. You know, it's like our winter it snowed last year, so, and it actually stuck on the ground and was a couple feet high, so that was cool.
Right.
You know, the cool thing about it is everything shuts down because people don't know how to act, so you kind of get a day off. You know, you get some time.
When that happened, when you guys got the snow last year, we were actually, me and my buddy Gary flew down there in October for the Sun Don't Shine video that they did in October. And it was about a month later, I think you guys got that snowstorm. And at that time, I think even through the whole winter last year, you guys had more snow down in New Orleans than what we did up in here in Iowa.
Yeah, you can reverse that shit. You can keep that shit. We don't want that, man. Yeah, I mean, it's nice every now and then, but nah, yeah, we're just not built for it, man, at all. You know. So,
right, because you guys don't have the snow plows or anything either, so you guys can't do shit with it.
Right.
So, well, I want to get in. You guys are getting ready to hit the road with I Hate God and that, doing some shows, some tours with Crowbar and that coming up, and then that's all. I was kind of hoping you guys would hit the Midwest with that tour, but it's all on West Coast, really, if you would. Through
really, I thought there was a couple shows in there.
Maybe like down in your neck of the woods, but nothing up here. Not that I've seen anyway, unless something that I haven't seen that has just been recently announced or that is in the process of being announced that I haven't heard of yet. But
hang on, let me look. Let me see here. You're in Iowa, Portland, Seattle, Spokane, Boise, Idaho, Salt Lake, Wyoming, Denver, Kansas City, Columbia, Missouri, Indiana. Yeah, I don't know.
But with that, I mean, your history and everything. I mean, you played in Crowbar for a while. I mean, you're kind of back up in your history of everything. You're kind of like if you would, the forefather of that metal music scene down in New Orleans.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because playing the drums for Down, the guitar for I Hate God. I mean, you played guitar in Crowbar. You filled in on drums on Corrosion of Conformity. I mean,
I played drums in Crowbar.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought I thought you did a little bit of guitar in that. So my bad.
I actually told Kirk, I said I could play guitar in Crowbar. I mean, obviously they have Matt and they don't need a guitar player. But
Yeah.
me and Kirk were joking. He's like, "You can't play that shit," and I was like, "Because I only have 4 strings." So
Yeah.
he's like, "You need those other 2 strings for like songs like Planets Collide and stuff like that." And I was like, "I can
Uh-huh.
do it. I can figure it out." Just being stupid, shooting the shit, Yeah,
He'd be looking over at you, just
yeah.
yeah.
Me and Kirk and Big Todd basically started Crowbar. It was called the Slugs at first,
Yeah.
and for a couple of years we wrote and wrote and wrote. And at the time, it was New Orleans was all thrash bands,
Yeah.
so it was kind of cool. We were doing something completely different. We all had a love of like '70s love songs, and it's like, man, if we
Uh-huh.
could make those heavy, it'd be killer. And that's basically the
Right.
premise of how the Slugs started. Then I quit and moved to Atlanta for a year, and that's when they got Craig Nudemacher and called it Crowbar.
Okay.
Then
It's
I returned again to do Broken Glass on drums and Oddfellows Rest on drums, and then left the band again. So yeah, I've
mhm.
had some fun times with Crowbar.
So when you go out, I mean, obviously touring and that with them and everything, is there a possibility like you're going to cross over, maybe jump up on stage, do a couple songs with these guys or anything? Has that been talked about?
I'm not really. It's like, I
Yeah.
mean, at our age, by the time we load in and sound check and all that shit and everything, it's just basically, just wanting to do the show. I mean, in the past, we've done stuff like that, like,
Mhm.
get up and play drums or whatever. But Tommy Buckley does an excellent job. So,
Sure.
uh, and like when we toured with Goat Horse, Sammy would get up and play an I Hate God song
Well,
every now and then. So,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's fun stuff to do. We're actually doing Hellfest this year in France, and it's I Hate God. Crowbar is playing too, I think. Or no, I Hate God, Asabath, and then Down. So I'll be doing
Yeah.
double duty that day, which is kind of rough, but
Yeah. I was going to ask you about that. So when you pull double duty in that, I mean, how do you prepare for something like that?
try and get a lot of rest. It's like guitars no problem. Drums are like really physical, so
Right.
before the tour, try and practice as much as we can, and then
Hmm.
it's weird because we have a show in Poland with Down, and I Hate God plays the same day. Then I get in the van with I Hate God, and for like a week or two, and Phil does some Pantera stuff, and then we all meet back up again at Hellfest. So that one's going to be tricky because there won't be any practice, but I can bring
Right.
my sticks and kind of stay warm.
Uh-huh. I we flew out to Vegas, and it was Gary and I and Andrew Spalding. We all flew out to Vegas for the Down and Danzig show. It was the opening night of that tour for you guys, and
Oh, okay.
that was a phenomenal show. I loved it. I mean, it was it was my 50th birthday, and so I was, you get out to Vegas, and it's let's go have a good time. You know what I mean? And then
Easy to do.
yeah, and but it was a great show. You guys put on a hell of a show. I wish you guys would have played a little bit longer, but I understand, obviously opening up
Yeah.
for Danzig and that. But that's really kind of the first time you guys played in what, a couple of years?
Yeah,
Maybe
it'd been a
no, I
while.
take that back because you guys played in New Mexico on some stuff
The
that
Mescalera show, which was really
yeah,
cool. Yeah, it's
yeah,
just they're kind of that's the funny thing about Down is everybody's in other bands. Down is not
right,
that I wonder sometimes if people remember that, but Down is a side project. So
yeah,
so it just depends on when everybody's free. Philip was busy doing Pantera, and
right,
everybody. I Hate God's constantly touring. Crowbar was doing a bunch of stuff, so we try and squeeze them in whenever we can.
sure,
So
yeah,
kind
you
of
know,
not, kind of. I mean, I don't know. I guess it kind of pisses the Down fans off because everybody's constantly like, man, y'all need to play here. You need to play here, and it's just I just don't know if they understand how all that works. Come here, boy. Inside. Get in there. Sorry about that.
no, you're good.
The mutt. But yeah, it's just it's just difficult, considering everybody's schedules, and it's just hard to get everything together. Like we've got some down shows booked, but it's like 10 months ahead. We got to figure it out and everything. So that's been the only challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've heard when we were down in New Orleans and I was fortunate enough to hear the remake of the Dr. John song that you guys recorded.
Oh, cool. You heard it? Yeah. Yeah. It
And
came
I've
out
seen
good.
the video of it.
Oh,
The
cool.
video is by Mike Holgerbeest.
Kirk's the star in that, dude.
Yeah, and here's the funny thing is I'm a
Whoa, man.
big, yeah, I'm a huge Elvis fan for one, but I love the 50s, 60s
Gross.
vibe, you know what I mean? And Kurt, I swore to God when I first seen the video, I swore to God that is fucking Wolfman Jack.
Yeah,
And
he nails it, man.
yeah, it's cool as hell.
Don't give away too much because we haven't released that video yet. So
Well, right, and that's what I was getting to. So when can we see the video to this?
I don't know. I guess it's got to coincide with the release of the song. So whenever that happens, then I'm sure the video will follow. But it was a lot of fun to make. We got to dress up in costumes and stuff, and
Yeah.
it was just a great song for Down to do because it really shows like our New Orleans influences, and how important bands like Dr. John and the Meters and stuff like that are to musicians in New Orleans, which I think gives us that not necessarily an edge, but makes us unique. It's like that different groove, that different vibe than other cities seem to put out. Something we're very proud of.
Well, and you should be because I've been around. I've been to a multiple city, obviously Minneapolis. I don't know how many times for shows and all that. And being down there just over the past year and a half of what I've been down there for doing podcasting and that, and being around Kurt and obviously the guys at Typo and that. The scene down there is like nothing else I've ever seen. I love it down there. I think it's one of my favorite. Obviously, in my opinion, one of my favorite places to go. If I wanted to go see a show of any of your guys, I'd love to go there to see it because just the feel and the vibe of everything is something I've never experienced before, and it's really cool. The way you guys even gel with each other and the way you are with the fans, and I've seen that with the fans and everything. It's not like I'm this rock star, you need to bow down to me type bullshit. It's not like that at all, and that's what I love about it. It's like, hey, let's have a beer, let's partake a little bit, and have a good fucking time.
We're a bunch of ugly dudes just like everybody else. It's like we're not. I think that's just something internal that like all New Orleans bands are cool like that. And
yeah.
Like Kirk will sit at the merch booth on Crowbar tours, hang out with Robin and talk with fans. And me, we always walk around, and it's just something that we've always done. And it gets a little bit more challenging now because, now it's like if we go to the bathroom or something, it's like you're going to take like 20 pictures. It's like people that don't know how to use their phone. They're like, hold on, man, I'm going to get, and you're just like, all right, but it goes with the territory. So, but yeah, I think New Orleans, we've always been like about the fans because the fans are the reason that we exist, so.
Right.
Keep these bands afloat. So,
speaking of that remake of the Dr. John song that you guys did with Down, there's a song that I always thought, and I've thought this for quite some time, even before I heard this, but I thought Down would do a phenomenal job, but just because of the tones and everything, the way you guys play, even like Eyes of the South and all that, is a song that's called Poke Salad Annie.
Made the alligators look tame. Poke salad Annie. Poke salad Annie. Everybody said it was a shame, 'cause her mama was a wicked on a chain gang.
And it's is I can't remember the original singer, but Elvis did it. But I think just if you heard the original version of that and your guys' style and all that, it fits perfect. And I think that. But anyway, that's
Yeah,
just
I honestly don't know if we're supposed to even be talking about it to people because it hasn't been released yet. So it's supposed to
okay.
be kind of a surprise thing. So we might have to not.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
But I could cut all that out. So if we need to,
Okay. Okay.
I could
If
edit
you don't
all that.
mind, if you don't mind, I don't want to be the dude that
Yeah.
that does that, you know. But maybe we could just say, you know, we have some really interesting songs that Down has done, you know, that I think the fans are really going to enjoy. That shows a
Right.
lot of our influence, you know. So
Yeah. Yeah, I had Mike Holgerbeest on my podcast.
oh, cool.
It was earlier this summer, and we actually on the podcast we talked about him doing that video. And,
Oh, okay. I get cats out the bag
uh,
then.
yeah, but I could edit it if you want to find out and all that. I could do whatever you need to do, so that's fine.
Yeah, I just know it's
Uh,
not released yet, so I don't know if we're,
yeah,
you know, kind of gives it away a little bit. That's all right though.
yeah. No, you're good. But with that, I mean, what's some of the other plans you got then for this summer? Besides obviously this Down and Crowbar tour, and obviously Hellfest with Down and that. But what's some of the upcoming stuff that's on horizon that may be coming up? That
I know. I hate God. We've been working on a new record, so um,
okay,
trying to get that done. You know, while we're off, and just just kind of maintaining everything. You know, and I mean, we constantly play, so always out there. And the really the cool thing that I want to mention, you didn't really ask about, but at the shows of in the past 2 years, it's been nothing but kids. And
really?
these kids are they're great, dude. It's
Uh-huh.
like when I was 15, we'd show up at the show and drink and get all fucked up and everything.
Yeah,
These kids barely drink. They
yeah,
show up, they buy shitloads of merchandise. They sit in the crowd. They're very attentive and they know the lyrics. You know,
uh-huh.
to me, if a kid knows "I Hate God" lyrics, that just trips me out because I don't even know the
Yeah.
fucking lyrics. You know, so it's like, it's I know it's just really cool for the future that you know all these parents that grew up seeing Crowbar in the '90s, "I Hate God" in the '90s, and Down and all that, and obviously have
Uh,
played that music around their house, and their kids got into it. You know, and I just think it's a beautiful progression, man. You know,
right.
I'm almost 60 years old, so to see like little, you know, 18, 19-year-old kids like just into it like that, it's a blessing, man. It's so cool, you know.
Well, like I think Kenny Hickey said it best is it transcending.
Exactly, exactly. And
You know,
I mean, as a musician in like a metal band or an underground band, man, you can't ask for more than that, you know. It's
right?
just it's just really cool. And I'm gonna put this phone down. There we
Oh, you're
go.
good.
Let y'all check that physique out.
Hey, I like the shirt though.
Oh, I'm a big Hank Williams Jr. fan. That was played at family reunions,
Huh?
barbecues, and all that when I was a kid growing up, you know, and Country Boy Can Survive and all that shit. And it's like, uh, I mean, I've always said this in interviews, country music, like that style of country music, you know, like the
Uh-huh.
outlaw stuff, is really, really, really a big influence on me and like my riffs that I write and stuff. You know, it's like
Sure.
because they bend them strings, you know, and it's just basically refined blues songs. So yeah, love Hank Williams Jr.
There's a band out of Texas I just recently found this last week, and it's a metal thrash band, but it's in honky tonk country metal.
Oh, cool.
It's I'll send you a thing on Messenger. I can't think of the name of it right away, but I was like, holy shit, these guys are fucking good. But it
Yeah, that
sounds
sounds
awesome.
cool. That
Yeah,
sounds
I'll
cool.
send it. They're out of Texas. I want to say it's like Arlington, Texas, or some place like that. But um, anyway, yeah. No, I just seen your shirt and I was like, that's a cool fucking shirt.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you.
you know, when you're out touring around and that, what's probably one of the best, if you would to say, I mean, you've been all over around the world and that, but here in the United States and everything, what's one of your favorite places besides, home in New Orleans and that? But what's one place that when you see that date or that show on the map that you're like, fuck yeah, I can't wait to get there because it's a good fucking time.
There's a bunch, It's like because you have friends all over the place, so you
Sure.
kind of. And I'm a big foodie.
Yeah.
Like the best thing for me is when after we load in and then it's like go eat. So certain clubs, like for
Yeah.
instance, like if we play New York City, we're going to get slices of pizza.
Uh-huh.
If we play, I don't know, it's just been playing some of these clubs multiple times. So, you'd be like, oh, cool, man. I mean, it's stupid, but it's like, oh, cool, we're
Right.
playing there, man. Go get a good burger, and it's just,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It's just, I mean, we travel so much and tour so much that everybody's got their own little cliques of what they like to do, and mine's been food. So I always
Sure.
kind of associate dates with food, which is
For you, that may be kind of hard though, because really where you live is probably the heartbeat of
yeah.
eating anywhere,
We
really.
don't
You know what I mean?
necessarily eat all that shit though. I mean, dude, it's like it's super super fattening, like to eat a po' boy or a
Yeah.
crawfish etouffee. Yeah, anything that's all got rice in it, and stuff like that. So it's challenging, man.
Huh.
But but I mean, living in New Orleans, it's hard to eat like that all the time. I'd be a
Mm.
cow if I did. So I've been doing the carnivore diet actually,
Oh,
and
really?
I feel great, man. You just meat and
Uh-huh.
eggs and butter, and I'm
Really?
never hungry. I've lost some weight, and you just feel great, man. It's like there's no processed food, you know, which I
Right.
never really cared about all that. But now the older I am, I've watched a bunch of interviews about a bunch of podcasts and reels and
Sure.
stuff about it. Tried it out and really enjoy that style of eating. So
Right. Do you
now it's
find it
all
hard when
about
you're out on the
the good barbecue places or the good,
uh,
the good. A bad day is having to go to Burger King and get 4 double cheeseburgers and take the bread off. So
right. Do you find it hard being out on the road to maintain some of that?
absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
you're in gas stations 3 times a day, and there's
Right.
nothing but shit food around. So
Right.
it's kind of trying to abstain from eating until you get to the club, you load in, and then you can go walk around or whatever, or order food or whatever, and get what you like. So yeah, it's really challenging to follow any kind of a diet on the road. So
Right. Right. That's it's funny though, if you ever come up this way, there's a place here that me and a buddy you got to try, especially if you're a meat guy, because it's by far probably one of the best steaks you'll ever have. And I know you
ooh,
hear
I
that
love a good
everywhere.
steak,
You know what I
man.
mean? But
Yeah, I eat
yeah,
steak every night.
yeah, no,
I'd
this
I'd
place is the
love to
bomb.
try it. I'd
Yeah,
love to try it. That
this, this place is really big on like with Greek seasoning, and it's a
ooh.
Greek family that started it and that, but it's phenomenal the way they cook a steak. But
I
uh,
mean, the Mediterranean diet is like probably the healthiest diet on the planet. It's just
uh
meat, tomatoes, cucumbers, cheese. It's just really healthy. So anything
yeah,
if you just because you mentioned Greek, anything Greek is always good, man.
yeah, yeah. I put that Greek seasoning on almost everything. I mean,
Oh,
it's
it's so good, dude. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I was going to ask you, Jimmy. A guy of your stature of you play guitar, you play the drums and that. I mean, that's not only in just one major band, but I mean, you got multiple major bands that you've been a part of with different instruments and that. Where did you start out and when did you start playing and when did you get all into that? What really kind of kicked that into drive for you?
I was I was really started out as a drummer, and
Uh-huh.
during my whole teenage years, I'd sit in my room playing to records, Bad Company records, stuff like that, and a
Yeah.
big classic rock fan too. And I didn't really get into the underground until I was like 18, 19. And I found the Melvins and lost my mind. But
Uh-huh.
just didn't start playing guitar till I was 19. So, but I always knew it's funny. I can always remember I got kicked out of high school, and I tried to go back. I went the next day and I was like, man, look, I fucked up. I think it was for like skipping school or something. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
I fucked up, but I really want to get my high school diploma. And I was 18, and I remember this. The guy was like, well, you're 18, so we don't have to let you back in. So I went home and I was all bummed out. And I remember sitting down with my mom and my stepdad, and she's like, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to be a trucker? What do you want to do? I said, man, I want to play music. And she goes, well, get in there and start playing. And my
Right.
mom's always been like my biggest backbone for that. And
Uh-huh.
I just went for it, man. Had some really good opportunities, and meeting Kirk, meeting Phil, meeting Pepper, and all those guys, and just I don't know, just super passionate about playing music and writing good songs and stuff like that. And I've been, like I said, been blessed with some great opportunities, and which I
Right.
think has a lot to do with it, and just took advantage of it and tried to show up 100% every time.
Right. I think one of the coolest things you do is when you come out with Down, the way you put up the sticks, right before you
Oh,
start
the
getting into
cross,
it. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I think
yeah.
to me it's just badass looking.
I got crosses tattooed all over me. It's like I
Uh-huh.
grew up, I was an altar boy and all that.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily religious at all. It's just, to me, a cross just defines doom, or
Right.
that sound of music. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like all right, let's roll.
Right. And when you get into that, Nat, I mean, what's probably one of your favorite shows that in the past, looking back and you're just reminiscing over the past, if you would. What's probably one show that stands out like, holy shit, that was a fucking great show. I mean, if you're around the guys and all that, just shooting the shit and that, what would you say would be probably one of them shows that would be like, that was a great fucking show?
2006, Down went to Europe for the first time ever, and we played this festival called Download. And we
Uh-huh.
were the surprise band. We went on at 11 in the morning. Nobody knew we were playing or anything like that. So 11 o'clock in the morning, our backdrop drops. And
Uh-huh.
11 o'clock in the morning is fucking early to go jams. So
Right.
there's 80,000 people, dude. I had never in my life done anything like that. I got goosebumps thinking about it. And I just
Yeah.
remember we played like a 6, 7 song set, and the people loved it. And I was just, man, I was hooked on the whole festival thing after that. That show probably stands out as like, because after that, then like I Hate God would like get invited to do Hellfest and stuff, and it's always
Yeah.
these big crowds, and it's just the energy, man, is amazing. And that's but that Down show at Download, the first time we went to Europe, is probably the one that sticks out most to me, just because of
I
vast
think,
sea of people. It was just fucking crazy.
right. I think that video's on YouTube, if I remember right.
It is.
And
It is.
didn't you
Yeah.
guys open up with Eyes of the South on that?
I don't remember. I don't remember. There's a video of the whole show. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
not sure what we
I
opened
could be
with, but
wrong, but
I know
yeah,
"Bury Me in Smoke's" always the last song.
right.
So, and yeah, like I showed my daughter that video. I said,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I said, you want to know what Dad does? And she's like, yeah. And I showed her, and she just looked. She's like, wow. I said, right? I said, isn't that super cool? And
Yeah.
so yeah.
Speaking of Bury Me in Smoke, when you guys were out there in Vegas, I mean, obviously you have your techs that come out at the very end and take over playing for you guys and everything. But I didn't realize this until we got back to the room and Spalding was telling me that uh, Dave the Snake was playing guitar that night as one of the
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
and I didn't know that. I mean, we were a little ways back in the back, kind of up there by the bar and that. But I didn't realize that for some odd reason. It was a little bit harder to see, but I didn't even know he was there and that. But that's cool as hell that he just jumped up and started playing and that.
Hey, he kind of co-manages Down. Snake does. So he's been
Right.
he's been been with us since like 2006. So he's a great dude. That's the fun
Yeah.
part about Bury Me in Smoke, is like it's kind of a challenge too. Is finding, it's like, all right, who am I going to? Phil's wife Kate will always come up and she goes, "You got somebody for drums tonight?" And I'm like, "I don't." you know, so she'll kind of help too, you know, and like, if we can't find anybody, then our text will jump up, you know. But it's always fun because it's a great way to interact with your friends that you see every now and then, and it's something that we've done since '95, and
Uh-huh.
it's just a cool thing that stuck. That you know, it's just a great way to end the show, you know.
You're exactly right. And you said it earlier. And I think that younger generation, I think, can really appreciate this as well because to them, they want to experience that interaction, that one on one interaction, if you would, right? So at the end of this show, for those that haven't seen this in person, but you guys turn over all the instruments and that to your techs or whoever, like you said, is going to fill in. And in the meantime, it's just a jam session, and you guys are out just shaking hands with the fans,
Yeah,
partaking of
yeah.
what's getting thrown up on stage, really. And it's cool as hell to see in person. I that's one of my favorite things of the show, really.
No, yeah, it's just something that we started really early on, and it always stuck. I don't think Down will ever play and not finish with Bury Me in Smoke. So it just it makes it fun, and like I said, gives us a chance for our friends to come up and jam with us. And you know, at festivals, it's really cool because you have a plethora of people to choose from. You know, so it's like
Right.
you know, I've had some times where you can go up and introduce myself to somebody and be like, dude, will you come play drums, you know, and then we'll go in the dressing room. I'll be like, it's really easy, dude. It's just a beat, you know, and it's just cool, man. It's a cool way to
Yeah.
interact with other bands, and the fans love it. So
Right. Yeah, that's like I said, I that's one of my favorite parts of the show and all that, just because it's a cool. I just
yeah,
love the whole vibe of it, really.
right,
But
right.
you talked earlier about the slugs, and I wanted to bring this up because I actually did a one-on-one interview with Todd that I haven't released yet, just because I wanted to do this pretty. I'm talking Todd from Crowbar and Down, but I wanted to kind of do it in a special way because we really kind of highlighted the slugs and everything of that early days of that New Orleans scenes and that. But just a quick question. I mean, do you have any? Is there any recordings of any of that, like video recordings of that anywhere?
Hang on, let me shut up. Come on, man. Come here. Come here. Don't ever get a corgi. Anyway, yeah, there's a five song cassette that we did, which I need to talk to Kirk because that needs to be re-released. And it's got like
Uh,
songs like Subversion, Brain Freeze, uh, No Quarter cover, a song called Waiting in Silence. And it's just all like really early stuff that we had written that eventually was released on Crowbar Records. So, uh, yeah, there is a tape floating around out there. You can probably find it on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll have to really look into that just because I'd
It's
love to
only,
hear
it's,
the
I think it's
early
only
stuff.
like 5 songs, and
Sure.
there's a cool story behind that. When we went to do it, we showed up at the studio set up and everything, and this blind guy walks in. And he's like
Uh-huh.
walking around. We're like, who the fuck is who the fuck is this dude? He's the engineer, man. He was a fuck. His whole board was in Braille, so it's just
Oh,
like
really?
it's like what the fuck, you know? It's like, dude, if we can pull this off, that's a great story, you know. And it turns out the guy was great, man. He had a little studio and was real passionate about it, and his family helped him and stuff. It was super cool.
When you
A
seen,
little fun fact, you know.
yeah. And I suppose when you seen it, you're probably like, what the fuck is this? Because how is he going to
Uh,
record this of if he's blind? You know what I mean?
and when we realized this board was in Braille, you know, it's like
Uh-huh.
wow. And you know, we're also kind of like, dude, this could be killer because he doesn't have that sense, you know. So it's like all his other senses are heightened. And
Right.
it's a good demo. I think we paid like $500 or something. It was really
Uh-huh.
cheap. The building, I pass the building all the time. It's just a fucking little shit square cinder block building, you know. But
Uh-huh.
good memories.
Yeah. That'd
Not
be,
far from Kirk's house.
oh, really?
Yeah, it's in Kenner.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, though, that'd be a cool re-release. You know what I mean? Of just putting
Absolutely.
it out there for the fan. You know what I mean? That a lot of people don't even know that even exists, really.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely ah definitely kind of a nostalgic thing for sure. But you know, I need to thanks for reminding me. I need to talk to Kirk about re-releasing that. It'd be great.
Yeah. Well, with that, Jimmy, I appreciate your time and great catching up with you. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing you here in the Midwest soon and
Definitely.
seeing you out on the road out here. And like I said, I was hoping to catch up with you when we were down in New Orleans, but unfortunately, that never worked out. And that we actually went to Pat's pub and
Oh,
hung
you've
out
been to
there for a
Pat's,
little
huh?
bit. Yeah, that was pretty cool. You know, we had a good time. I mean, we were there for almost a week because they uh, started their recording session there for Sun Don't Shine, and
Great band, by the way.
yeah, they sound phenomenal. And some of the stuff you know, at first when you seen that lineup, it's like, how's this going to sound? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
it definitely makes you think, and I think it's super unique, man.
yeah,
It's super
and
really cool band.
well, I really hope to see them play some live shows here soon, just because I think that's the next step really. I think it could go pretty far for them if they
Right.
got out in front of some people, you know. But yeah,
Yeah, it'd be
some
great,
great
man.
stuff. And we haven't even heard the rest of it. I mean, there's some stuff that hasn't even been released yet that sounds really good too.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, I appreciate you having me on, man.
yeah, you know, it's good. It's good I guess meet over this and that, but I really look forward to meeting you in person and that and catching up and like I said,
Absolutely.
having a beer with you and partaking a little bit if you would.
Go eat a
Uh,
steak, man.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. But with that, I appreciate
Bring
your
that
time.
Greek. Yes, sir. Bring that
There's
Greek
a, you know,
seasoning.
like I said, this place that we go to here, they actually sell it's a homemade Greek recipe that's from the 1800s that this family's had,
Oh
and
wow.
they actually sell it in a jar and that, um, and you can only get it at this place, but it's by far probably one of the best Greek seasonings that I've tried, and I've tried a handful of them, but
Right.
when if you come around here, I'll pick up a bottle for you to give to you because it's good stuff. So,
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love that, man.
but anyway, good luck on the tour that's coming up and the new album that you guys are getting ready to record and do and everything. And I appreciate your time and hospitality and everything. And
Hospitality.
with that being said, I want to give a quick shout out to my buddy Andrew Stevens who sent me some new swag and stuff over Christmas and that, and
Cool, man.
hooking me up with some Sun Don't Shine stuff that I didn't have. But with that being said, thanks to Pit Stop Motorsports out in Rock Springs, Wyoming, for doing some banner stuff for me and some printing of stickers and everything. And of course, to all my friends and family and followers and that, I can't thank you guys enough for checking us out. Go follow Mr. Bauer himself. You're all over on Facebook. You're pretty active on the social media scene, and
Yeah, I
make
mean,
sure you go go ahead.
no, it's just it being a touring musician, it's like you got a lot of time during the day, so social media
Yeah,
is kind of a given, you know. And it's fun, good way to interact with the fans, and a good way to
sure.
promote your music and stuff too. So
Yeah. So go follow Jimmy Bauer on Facebook and Instagram and all that. And of course, I Hate God and Down. And I forgot to mention Super Joint Ritual, which I mean, that's kind of on hiatus the way it sounds, but I didn't even get into that. But anyway, I appreciate your time and thanks
yes,
again,
sir.
man.
Thank you, brother. You have a great day.
Hey, man, you too. And like I said, we'll have to meet up in person because I'll get you a bottle of that stuff. And yeah,
Yeah, I'd love that, man. That'd be great.